Hey everybody, it's Michelle, and welcome to A Day in the Life with me. Today's video is going to be the wheel. That's right, the wheel is back. This is July 30th. This is wheel 74. I did spin the wheel and it gave me a palette, but I couldn't find it, so I'm not sure what happened to that palette. I looked back through my notes and it doesn't look like I've used that palette yet, but for some reason it's not in my drawer. So anywho, I spun it again, hoping to get an easy palette, like maybe one of the ColourPop palettes. You know, it would be nice to get an easy palette. This will show you that I do not respin to get a better palette. I spin and I get a palette. I'm not sure I'm up to the challenge of this palette. You'll see. Go look. Yeah, this is not an easy palette. So it's the Novena. I believe I put purple palette, is what it said in the video. This is the Volume 1 Pearl Pigment palette that I got back when BoxyCharm was a real separate thing. I'm sure everyone has seen it. This is the packaging, or the outside. There's nothing on the back, it just says Volume 1. And here are the shades. So obviously we're going to be doing multiple eye looks. That's hella color right there. Hella color. So I'm going to do 2 different eye looks today. You might get an extra video this week. Yeah, so for now I'm going to stick with purples since it is a purple palette. Whew. So for these 2 looks, I'm going to stick to the purples, so probably up in this area. And, oh gosh, then I'll move down here for some other looks. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. So I'm going to start out with one eye being all purple shades, using this shimmery shade right here. Sorry guys. This shimmer shade right here. I'll just tell you the letter and number, because you know these are go like A1 through A5, B1 through B5, and so on and so forth, down to E. Obviously I'm not going to use anything down in E, but I will be using D2 as a shimmer shade. So that's what so I don't have to keep picking up the palette. I mean, try not to self-deprecate, but I doubt anyone's going to try to recreate a look that silly old me makes. So I'm going to start out. Hopefully you watched the video that posted. Today is the 30th, so next Sunday, whatever day you saw the video where I showed you my new project pan, that is what I have on my face today, obviously, because it's the new project pan. So I am going to, the concealer doesn't feel as sticky as other eye primers that I've used, so I'm not really going to set down a base. I'm just going to go right in, and I'm going to start with Fluffy Brush. This is from Shanna B Miami. This is the tapered blending brush, and I'm going to go in with B1. It's kind of a lighter purple shade, and I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing to my eyes, because again, I'm not an MUA, I'm not a makeup expert, makeup artist. I just like to play around in makeup. So I'm just going to start tapping it on my eyes, and I'm going to talk. So this is probably going to be a couple part series within the wheel series, explaining my health issues, what's been going on, and that sort of thing. So if you're interested in stuff like that, if you want to hear more about me and my health journey, which is never ending, then please watch. So I'm starting with B1, and so let me start by telling you guys about my heart issues, which is my whole life. So I was born with a congenital heart defect, which is kind of redundant, but that's how everyone calls it. Congenital means from birth. So I was born with a congenital heart defect. which caused me to be in the hospital rather frequently from the time I was born until I turned 5. At the age of 5, which was 1980, we didn't have the marvels of medicine that we have now, and I happened to be one of the first few children that went through open heart surgery with such a major surgery needed. So I had what's called a coarctation of the aortic trunk. It is where the trunk of the aorta that comes out of your body, or comes out of your heart, mine was collapsed in. So they had to go in and take a piece out, put Teflon in there, and sew me back up. That surgery left me with scars on my left side, because they didn't go through the sternum back then. I'm going to go in with A2 now, using the same brush. So I had that surgery at the age of 5. While I was in the hospital, my surgery got delayed because they kept showing proteins in my blood of an infection. And they couldn't figure out what it was because I'd been in the hospital, long enough to where any outside risk factors were non-existent. Come to find out, I was allergic to milk-based products. So I ended up having to be in the hospital a lot longer. I don't remember a whole lot of my stay in the hospital back then. Just cleaned off my brush. I do remember some of it. Like, I remember being in a into the hallway corner room, and there was you wouldn't call it daycare, because the floor I was in Mott Children's Hospital at U of M in Michigan, in Ann Arbor. And there was a room with games and toys and things that you could go into and play. So I spent, a lot of my time there. My mother and my maternal grandmother actually stayed in a camper right outside in the parking lot of the hospital. So they were there every day. My grandfather worked for GM, so I don't remember him being there. He could have been there, I don't know. I just don't remember him being there. I don't remember my dad ever being there, but he also was not really a part of our lives when we were younger, that I can remember. I do remember my mother's brother coming there a lot, and he would do wheelchair races with me and the person that I shared a room with. Don't remember her name, but I do remember us doing wheelchair races. I'm now going to go in with A3. So, like I said, I do remember some things, bits and pieces. I remember actually coming to in the ICU and wanting water, but I don't remember ever getting the water. I just remember waking up and being scared and wanting water. I can remember my mom telling me stories about me asking for the water and then falling right back to sleep. I'm now going to go in with D2, that shimmery shade. Oh, that's a blue. That's not a purple. Oh well. I guess we're going to do purple and blue today. So, like I said, I remember some of it. I remember being treated like I was, gonna break a lot. I wasn't able to do a lot of the things that, kids do back in the 80s. I had very specific rules that I had to follow, especially when it came to water. For the longest time, I wasn't able to go into a lake or a pool or anything like that if it went above my waist, because of the incisions on my side. In the summertime, my brother and I used to spend a lot of time camping with our maternal grandmother. So, going to the lake was never that much fun for me because I couldn't get in the water. use A1 and just put it in the inner corner to add a little lighter on this deep dark eye. So, you know, at the age of 5, I had my first open heart surgery, and after that, every year I would have to go to Ann Arbor for checkups, follow-ups. We did that until I was close to my teen years. I wasn't actually a teenager yet. I think maybe I was 12, possibly, the last time that we went. I'm going to clean up the fallout. Okay, this eye is not my favorite. It's kind of all over the place. I don't care for it at all. But you know, I'm also out of practice when it comes to makeup, so. I mean, I guess it's okay, but I don't, yeah. Anywho. So that's going to be that eye. So growing up, you know, after that, after my open heart surgery, like I said, I was treated like a porcelain doll and couldn't really do a whole heck of a lot. I'm going to go in with C1. It's a white. And I'm going to use that to just lay all over the lid. So, you know, anytime there was anything to do at school, like preschool, everyone at the time would go to the dentist with like the school, and everyone would go at the same time, and you'd be able to watch your friends go in, and you know, if they weren't scared, then you were going to be big and brave. I wasn't able to do that. I also have what's called endocarditis. I'm giving you guys big words. Endocarditis just means that I have to have pre-med before I see a dentist. If not, then any kind of infection that's in my mouth can get through my bloodstream, go to my heart, and I'm finito. That's what killed my dad. I'm going to go in with B4. So, you know, I had to deal with that as a child, you know, feeling like I'm missing out on something, and, you know, it wasn't a fun time for Michelle. Also, at the elementary school I went to, it was called, I don't know if everyone has it everywhere, but it was called an Edison school, where we would go for 45 days and have 15 days off. So we had a summer break, but it felt like a long time. Like, it was usually a month or more. You know, we would have the entire month of July off and go back in August. But we would have these like fun days or whatever, where there would be like a bounce house and all that kind of stuff. This girl couldn't get in the bounce house. This girl couldn't run around and play. This girl was made to like just sit and be, and like I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things. And I'm itchy right here and I don't know why. Now I'm going to go into C4. It's kind of a lighter, more pinky purple. So, you know, I didn't really, well, I guess it was my normal. So that might be why a lot of times I don't actually make a big deal out of my heart issues when I should be. Because it's the only thing I've ever known. So it's not like this heart condition came, you know, in my 20s or 30s or whatever. I've always had a heart condition. Like, I don't remember ever a time not having to deal with heart issues. Also, guys, in this video, this series of videos about my health, I don't want sympathy or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys to let you know, like, why maybe there are going to be, I don't want to say delays, but, you know, like this last span, I've only uploaded my RBSG collab videos. So, you know, there's been a long time since I've uploaded a video regularly, other than the giveaways that I've won, or maybe an Ipsy unboxing the month later. I am getting for August both the glam bag and BoxyCharm, I guess. So I will have those videos to go up, so you might get an extra video out of me here and there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm able to stick with a schedule and stick with filming on Sundays, or maybe getting up early during the week and filming. But anyway, back to my 5-year-old self. So, you know, back then I wasn't able to do a whole heck of a lot. I wasn't allowed to. Like I said, I was treated like a porcelain doll. One moment. Alright. I just needed to write down the shades that I've used because I know that I'm not going to remember. Because it also doesn't look like I even touched the pans. So, I mean, there's that. So we are going to go into the A5, that bright, bright pink. So, you know, I was treated like I was going to break. I wasn't ever able to do a whole lot. It's just how I grew up, how I lived, you know, my life as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old. When I started getting to the point where, you know, my body started changing and everything, we would go back to Ann Arbor, and this was all before the age of 12. And as we went back to Ann Arbor, their shift went from my heart issues to they were now talking about my weight. At the time, I was not morbidly obese. I was not. I was a healthy child. I'm using B3 now. It's the pink shimmer. I'm going to put it over here. So, you know, I had my issues. I wasn't able to do a whole lot. It was just something that I knew that I had to deal with. I'm not liking this eye either, really. I'm going to use that same A1 shade on the inner corner of this eye as well. So, you know, I had to deal with feeling left out, feeling like I didn't belong, and that just kind of carried over into my everyday life. I still sometimes feel like I don't belong, like I'm not a part of things, but that's a me thing. It's not an anyone else thing. That is a me thing, and it's something that I need to work on, and I know I need to work on it. And I'm going to stop there. I am going to now finish up the rest of my look. Okay, so I put on my mascara. I'm using 2 different mascaras. That's a primer and mascara. On my lips, I am using the Yensa Super 8 Vibrant Silk Silk Lipstick in the shade Noble. That's what I have on my mouth. Little push button here. Push it, pops out the bottom. And there's your lipstick. To put it back in, you put it on. I don't know if you heard the click or not, but it clicks back in. Really cool. Love this lipstick. It might become my new favorite, and Sweet Emotion from Contacts might take a back seat. I don't know. Anyway, guys, hopefully you found what I told you about my health informative at some point, or in some way rather, and come on back. I'm going to finish the series. I don't know how many videos it's going to take, but I do plan on informing you guys on my health journey, you know, from the age of 5, having my first open heart surgery. I have had a couple since then. I've also had heart attacks since then. I've also had many other things that have happened since then. Anyway, I am going to go take a shower, wash all this off, come back and do the next video, trying to use up the rest of the shades. If not, there might be just a bonus video in there on Wednesday. I don't know. So you'll want to keep your notifications on, and so that you're notified if I end up posting a video tomorrow. I'm going to really try to get every shade done in just 2 looks, but I sincerely doubt I will, since I haven't even touched the bottom row and I've only used 1 shade in the C row. So it's probably going to be three videos. So you're going to go from not seeing me for months to seeing me too much. But I hope that's okay. As always, guys, please remember to be kind to one another. You know the rest. Bye.